All over the world there are objects that are believed to have supernatural powers, and these have always caught the attention of people worldwide. So today we'll be taking a look at 5 objects that are said to have magical powers. The Hand of Glory. In ancient European folklore, it's believed that a magical item could be used by thieves to make their victims motionless or fall in a deep sleep. This is while they carry out their evil deeds. This magical item is called the Hand of Glory, and it's the right hand that comes from a criminal. After being collected, the hand is then drained of any blood dried and preserved in salt, which is then put through a procedure of being depleted of blood dried and cured, after which a candle produced using a criminal's fat is set inside. A detailed formula for making a Hand of Glory originates from a mysterious textbook of magic from 1722. Other ways of making it has been told in different stories and texts. The only actual Hand of Glory that is currently in Whitby Museum in North Yorkshire, England, also has a manuscript text that explains a different way of making the Hand of Glory. According to an account of the use of the Hand of Glory, the only way to put the light out from the candle is using milk. To protect oneself from the effect of the hand, the book provides a solution that makes the hand ineffective, becoming useless in the hands of those that plan on using it. A concoction would need to be prepared, which would contain the blood of a screech owl and the fat of a white hen at a particular period of the year. This would then be brushed on entry points like doorways or windows, and even other parts of the house. The Baltic Sea Anomaly. The Baltic Sea Anomaly made headlines around the world when it was first discovered back in 2011. The anomaly is said to be 60 meters in diameter, and can be found on the sea floor of the northern Baltic Sea. It was discovered by Peter Lindberg, Dennis Asberg and their Swedish Ocean X diving team in June 2011. The discovery was made when the team was searching for an old shipwreck. According to Ocean X, the formation has an appearance of rough granite, and is 3 to 4 meters thick and approximately 60 meters in diameter. The anomaly is also sitting on an 8 to 9 meter tall pillar-like feature, and can be found at a depth of 85 to 90 meters. Going back a few months ago, the team returned to the site, and while here they dropped down a remotely operated vehicle. However, when it reached a few meters above the anomaly, the team said the compass went berserk. What's interesting is the first time they went to see the anomaly, something similar happened. Peter Lindberg said the following about the event. It was very difficult to understand where the ROV was because of the terrible visibility, and because of the compass that went berserk. The compass was living its own life. As mentioned during one of their previous expeditions, it was reported that the divers exploring the anomaly said their equipment stopped working as soon as they approached it. Professional diver Stefan Hoggeborn had this to say: "Anything electric out here and the satellite phones as well stopped working. And what's weird is that this only happened when we was above the object. We got around 200 meters away from it and it turned on again, and when we went back over the anomaly it stopped working." The Ocean X team reported on their second expedition they found something that looked like a staircase, and a round black hole that went directly into the structure. A few months back the team gave out more information about what they'd witnessed while near the object. They said the structure had 90-degree angles and it's unlike anything they've seen before. Something else that confused them is a large circular opening on the object. This doesn't look like something that appears in nature, and it seems to be out of place. They said that further study is needed, but even if they did get close to it again, they're unsure as to whether they would be able to come to a conclusion. The next thing that stumped them was the stones found on top of the object itself. The divers said they found what looked like a circle formation. The thing that stood out to them was that it looked like it didn't belong there. One of the divers who went for a closer look couldn't understand why they was in that formation. The team acknowledges the object could be a natural formation, such as a meteorite that penetrated the ice during the Ice Age, or an underwater volcano. but they have their doubts and think this could be something entirely different. Excalibur Sword. Many of us have heard of the legendary story of King Arthur, but what you may not have known is Excalibur, King Arthur's sword, is said to have magical powers. Excalibur is regarded as one of the most famous swords in history. The story of Excalibur first appeared in a textbook written in 1136, and this was titled History of the Kings of Britain. According to the book, the sword was made in the Isle of Avalon, but nothing was said about its magical powers. The story was centered around Arthur and showed him to be a great warrior. In some of the legends, the Excalibur is likened with the sword and the stone. However, most versions consider both swords as separate. Robert de Boron's Merlin was where the sword and the stone first appeared. No one could pull the sword in an anvil set by the wizard Merlin. This was until young Arthur came to do it. Another legend has it that Arthur was gifted the Excalibur by the Lady of the Lake. This was after his sword was broken during a fight with a king. Some versions claim the Excalibur had two phrases engraved on each side of the sword, with one side having "Take me up and cast me away" on the other side. The sword is said to have blinded Arthur's enemies the first time they saw it. Aside from the Excalibur, its scabbard also had powers of its own. Whoever wore it could not lose in battle. Unfortunately, the scabbard was stolen from King Arthur by his half-sister, who threw it in a lake. As a result of this, legend has it that King Arthur was taken out in battle, and this was because he was vulnerable without the protection of the scabbard. Before King Arthur's death, he asked Sir Griflet to throw the sword in an enchanted lake. Griflet eventually threw the sword into the lake, and after a few failed attempts, a hand appeared in the lake to catch the thrown sword. The Ouija board. The Ouija board, or talking board as it's also known, was originally used to communicate with the dead. The board contains identifiable letters of the alphabet, the numbers 0 to 9 with keywords like yes, no, goodbye and hello. Anyone participating would place their hands on a heart-shaped planchette made of wood or plastic, and if there were any spirits nearby, it's said they would have the power to move the planchette across the board. The use of talking boards to communicate with the dead dates as far back as 1100 AD, and this was during the Song dynasty. It was called Fuji and was used for years until it was eventually banned around 1644 during the Qing dynasty. The talking boards gained grounds after the American Civil War, and almost every American citizen lost a relative and needed to contact the dead. Mediums used the opportunity to market their services by using talking boards to communicate with spirits of the dead. The Ouija board was patented by an attorney and businessman called Elijah Bond. The word Ouija was first used by sister-in-law Helen Peters in Baltimore, Maryland in 1890, and this was while she was asking the board what its name would like to be. The production of Ouija started in 1909, but Elijah's staff William Fold soon took over the business, producing his own Ouija board. He became quite successful in the business that he was thought of as the inventor of the board. The commercial production of the board was used as a parlor game until it was made popular as a means of communicating with spirits. After Fold passed away in 1927, his family successfully ran the business until 1966, when the Parker brothers bought the business alongside the trademark. Hasbro eventually bought the Ouija board trademark from the Parker brothers. However, as of today, scientists have said they've debunked the mystical powers associated with the Ouija board. King Tut's tomb protected by spirits. King Tutankhamun was a pharaoh who lived during the 18th dynasty. He began to reign as a pharaoh at age 9, and re-established ancient Egypt's religion from his father. King Tut passed away at the age of 19, with the cause still shrouded in mystery. For over 3,200 years, King Tut laid undisturbed. However, in 1922, a British archaeologist alongside his team discovered the hidden tomb, but the discovery would soon trigger a chain of unfortunate events for the team. Not long after the discovery of the tomb, Carter's pet bird was swallowed by a cobra. Rumours began to spread that there was a curse on anyone who disturbed King Tut's tomb. Lord Carnarvon was the first to pass away under mysterious circumstances. He was bitten by a mosquito, and while he was shaving he cut the bite, which got infected and took his life. There was a total of 11 deaths over 10 years after the tomb was opened. To this day, people believe that King Tut's tomb had some kind of curse attached to it. So what do you think of these 5 alleged magical objects? Be sure to let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and help us by growing this community while working to solve these unexplained mysteries. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.